Hi, Anastasia. Lovely to see you on here, and thanks so much for joining me today. Can I just get you to introduce yourself?
Hi, Siobhan. Lovely to see you again. My name is Anastasia. I've done a course with Siobhan in March, so not that long ago, actually. So wedding planning course, but it's given me a lot of inspiration straight away. And I think just as a brief thing, I got the whole package of what would have needed to be explained of how to get started up. So thank you.
That's good to hear. And what's your background, Anastasia? What made you want to look at the wedding industry?
My background is actually in choreographing wedding dances, first dances for couples. I'm a Latin and ballroom dance teacher and dancer myself, and I've been choreographing dances for a few years now, I think. And for me, seeing the couples, and that's the cherry on top for them within the wedding, and going through the process with them. And I still ended up asking all those questions of what's your venue like? What are you going to wear? What's the dance floor going to be like? Is the cake before or after the dance? And once I've asked a few of those questions, just, naturally, didn't research anything. It was just something that came to me that I thought I should know. I thought, okay, fine, this is very interesting, but actually maybe I could get involved in all those other aspects as well. And I love working with people, and I love preparing surprises and big things for people. So I thought it would be a very good complementing thing together.
Great. Yes, it is. And obviously, the wedding dance is sort of one of the pivotal or important moments during the wedding proceedings, isn't it? You get to spend time with a couple and get to know them. So I think it's a valuable insight into the industry. And so what made you choose the Event School London course?
I was actually in March, or just before March, I was at the point where I was figuring out what I finally wanted to do, and I wanted to do something a bit with myself. I graduated in October, completely different degree, but it gave me the background, and it gave me the confidence that I need to get going with something. And I still wanted to work with wedding couples, and I still wanted to work with the dancers, and I wanted something that I could be doing by myself on my own. And I started looking online, and to be honest with you, it was one of the first courses that popped up that looked like it was the real thing. For me, a course that's one day, if you have no background in it or no big background in a field, doesn't look real. I'll just be honest. It's just going to be an overview, and I'd learn things, but I wouldn't be able to then work from it. So when I saw that there's a 5-day course, and I get to meet you, and we get to do the workshops, and then we get to go to the venues, then that was just a big tick for me. As soon as I saw it, I didn't look anywhere else. I just slept on it, and I'm like, let me just make sure this is it. And then I just booked it the next day. So yeah.
That's good to hear. And where are you at now? What did you take away from the course, and what are your next plans?
Well, taking everything away from the course is I was filling up a very thick book of notes. Also was with a couple of Bride Lux videos, synopsis recently as well, so that gave me a little bit more of a boost. Now working on the logo, working on the social media, working on the websites. I have a rough idea of a good idea of what I want, but it's just a matter of plucking all those little bits and pieces together in one thing. Slowly, we'll get the social media, maybe actually this week we'll get that out, working on the website, and then in the meantime, we'll be preparing all the legal paperwork, contracts, everything else. We'll be gathering all the vendors' information that I've still got to do. And then hopefully at that point, we'll get going.
Great, that's exciting. What made you want to go into the wedding industry? What is it particularly about the wedding industry or events industry that interests you?
Me as a person, I like to organize things. I love it. It's one of the best things for me. It gives me the enjoyment. I can see a result after putting things together, whether it's in a creative way or whether it's in a timetable way. I've always really had this idea about wedding planning in my mind for years, but it was just floating really quietly, you know, above the head, but it never really got into anything. And I thought, oh, I can imagine this and I can imagine that. And I guess I've come to the point where the idea becomes a reality, which is great. Also, having worked with wedding couples working on their first dance, I think that's given me a little bit of a closer look into this dream that's been floating around in my head. And having done quite a few and actually helping them with some things that are not necessarily dance related, just, you know, answering some questions or dealing if they're stressed or trying to work something out. All of this has just given me the confidence that I can work with them and they enjoy my company. I always get fantastic reviews from them. And I always hear back from them. They send us videos to the dance studio of their wedding dances. So yeah, this is what got me into it. So there we go.
That's great to hear.
Just a massive thank you to you and to Maria for putting all of this together. I'm sure I've said this enough times and you're probably sick of hearing this, but thank you so much. I mean, it's been brilliant in terms of the course. You've been fantastic in terms of the support, and it's so nice to just be able to, you know, talk and share some advice and actually ask for some advice and feel comfortable with it. And I think I feel privileged and I feel really comfortable that I can do that with you. So thank you very much.
Oh, that's nice to hear. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things is it's not do the 5 days and that's it. There is follow-up, and both Maria and myself are always here to answer questions. And the thing is also, once you're submerged into the industry, our paths are going to cross time and time again. You know. That's super. Thanks so much for your time. Really do appreciate it. And,
thank you very much, Siobhan.
And obviously good luck with all that you're getting on with now, and keep in touch. Let us know what you're doing, and yeah, always here if you need any advice.
Sure.
Great. All right.
Okay.
Take care.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.